Namaste. I'm Miko Montgomery. You know, I sometimes think that the media's favorite term is conspiracy theory because we hear it all the time. In fact, we always seem to hear it in order to dismiss questions, annoying questions, problematic questions, troublesome questions. Conspiracy theory. I hate that term because I recognize it for what it is. It's a weapon. It's a semantic weapon. Anything labeled conspiracy theory is meant to be mocked and not taken seriously. The term is designed to end discussion. I take that back. The term is designed to eliminate the possibility of a discussion altogether. Yeah. As much as I hate the term, I had to admit I am fascinated by it, somewhat in awe of it, amazed by it maybe. Because we're dealing with something very, very deep. We are dealing with magic. And I'm talking magic with a K. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
I'm still trying to figure out how the magic even works. When the term conspiracy theory is spoken and released, something weird happens. The first word, conspiracy, is somehow automatically, magically negated by the second word, theory. Conspiracy theory. And then logic is dismissed, truth diffused, reality inverted. I don't know. It's just something happens. Something weird happens. I don't know how the magic works, but I know it does because the evidence is all around. What's the evidence? The evidence is the average person thinks that conspiracies are theories, which is ludicrous. I mean, the history of the world is a history of conspiracies. What next? Reality theory? I mean, when you look at history, the conspiracies outnumber the coincidences. I'll be glad when people talk about something called coincidence theory. I never hear about that. You know what coincidence theory is? The quote unquote suicide of Jeffrey Epstein. There's a coincidence theory. Anybody believe that bullshit? Conspiracy theory is a modern term. And we first heard it in the early 60s, after 1963 to be exact, when President John Kennedy was murdered in front of the world on live TV. And we got an official explanation. But the problem was, soon after the murder, more and more facts began to emerge. And all these facts were at odds with the official explanation. Even people who normally believe their leaders and normally trusted the media, even they were asking questions because it's just the official story, the official explanation just did not pass the smell test. The general public knew they were being lied to. And suddenly we have the term conspiracy theory. The timing was perfect. So when you hear the term, just try and remember the origins.
The military-industrial complex.
And try to remember what it is. Conspiracy theory is a reactionary, weaponized term. A reactionary, weaponized term designed to shoot down discussion and debate. I keep saying that, no. It's to prevent any discussion or debate from even starting in the first place. You know, back in the day, way back in the day during the Inquisition that no one seems to talk about anymore, back when the church was torturing and murdering people, the poor victims were labeled, and they were labeled heretics. There was no discussion, there was no debate. The label itself was the final judgment. Well, the term conspiracy theory kind of works the same way. You know, if you think about it, a conspiracy theorist is really just someone with the courage to ask questions of leaders, of the media, whoever. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. Asking questions is a part of the critical thinking process. You better be asking some questions. And if someone is making you feel like you're unpatriotic or crazy or a heretic or whatever for asking questions, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. You know, trusting our leaders, that's always going to be a crapshoot. I don't care what side of the political aisle they're on. But trusting the media is a joke. Particularly these days. I don't think people realize that the entire flow of information, at least in this country, is controlled by a handful of corporations. I'm going to say that again. The entire flow of information in this country is controlled by a handful of corporations. That's insane. Corporations don't give a damn about you. Why would you put your trust in them? The moral to the story? You better keep asking questions, regardless of what anybody's got to say about it. Ask questions of your leaders, and you better ask questions of the media. You know, I was never a big Doors fan, but I'll tell you something. Jim Morrison said something that was more profound than anything I ever heard in college. Whoever controls the media controls the mind. Please remember that. If you stuck around this long, thank you very much. Come back and see me sometime.